All right, let's talk some more politics. Joining me now, Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly. Rich, good to have you back here. What are the rules? A lot of deportation talk going on. We hear ICE is in a neighborhood, but then it turns out they're not, and then they're kind of hit or miss. What are the rules right now in California? Is federal law apply? California rules apply? Do police jurisdictions warrant helping? Not? Where are we with this?
Well, isn't that the million-dollar question here of late, right? I mean, in California, it's a little complicated because we passed the law in 2017 that essentially, bars local police departments from cooperating with ICE. But that's also a little sketchy how that's interpreted. We know the feds have primacy over anything related to immigration, whether or not a police entity wants to cooperate. We've certainly seen some down in sanctuary cities who have said, well, we're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. We're going to cooperate. It really is kind of a jumble that I think where the final determination is yet to be made as to exactly how this is going to play out.
In all the times that we talk about politics, Rich, we talk about how polarizing it is. And California certainly is no exception to that. But you were quick to point out a new fire bill that was introduced this past week that got bipartisan support in California.
Yeah, it actually happens. It happens more than we think, but a lot of times on these really big hot button issues, not so much. Fire, of course, has become such a significant problem here in California, going back, decades, really. Yes, this week at the Capitol, a very large group of both Republican and Democratic and senators came together to talk about legislation that they're introducing that would make Cal Fire firefighters permanent. So maybe a lot of people don't know, 3 months of the year, about, I think it's about 11 or 1,200 or maybe 1,500 of these firefighters essentially get furloughed and they go on unemployment. And, because in theory, November to January, there wasn't a fire season, and so they weren't needed. Well, I think if we've learned anything over the last decade, there is no such thing as the non-fire season. We're in fire season all the time. And that was the gist of the bill.
Do you see everything that's gone on with Newsom, back to him for a moment, everything that's gone on with him, has he weathered this storm of the LA County wildfires, do you think? Because there was a time there where I think the Republicans felt that he was on the ropes, along with the mayor of LA, Karen Bass. Do you feel that the governor has pulled through this, at least with any future plans he may have?
Well, I think the Trump administration gave him a big boost in that regard by, starting out, from day one with this fire hose of executive orders, and now, everything we know of what's going on with Elon Musk and the Treasury, and, I think people's minds shifted right away to, dealing with, what they feel are a lot of perceived threats. I mean, I think a lot of people. I was at the big protest at the Capitol this week, and nobody was talking about the fires. I did have a moment, though. I ran into State Senator Aisha Wahab, and we were talking a little bit. She just happened to be walking by. She wasn't involved in it, but that was the first thing she brought up when I asked her thoughts about this was, well, yes, we need to play defense against the Trump administration's worst, motives here, but we have to deal with the fires. We have to deal with recovery. These are the things that people need right now, today, and they are expecting us to do something about it. And so we're going to have to walk and chew gum at the same time. And I think, that focus is on them as much as it is on Gavin Newsom.
Okay, we thank you, as always, the editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly, Rich Eisen. Rich, thank you.